Hello everyone, nice to meet you. My name is Kwang-woo. I'm so pleasure to be with you in here. Today I want to say about my story in Australia. I went to working holiday for a few years ago. I tried to survive in there because I was a foreigner in there. And the reason I prepared this speech, a few years ago, I just thinking about this kind of project, but always thinking, maybe next year, maybe next in 5 years, maybe in 10 years in America, something like that. But one day I just want to stop this thinking, and one voice inside of me saying about me, you can do it right now. Why not? So I just say to my friends, and I declare on my SNS, like Facebook, Instagram, and so on. I wrote my story on there with a picture, like Korean motivate speech. That's why I started this program. I want to share my story, what I felt in Australia. This is me and symbol of Australia. I started in Sydney. And first I want to introduce my contents. There are 5 sections of my contents. This means 5 challenges of me. First one was in Sydney because I started in there. Second one in Bundaberg is Queensland. It's in Queensland. I did a farm work in there. Third one in Cairns is more northern Queensland. And first one in I back to Sydney again. Then I got a special license in there. And fifth one is this motivational speech project. Yeah, I arrived in Sydney because I just thinking about working holiday, but I just didn't really thinking about that because first my older sister, she went to Australia before me. She asked me many times, hey Kwang, why don't you come here? You can work in here, you can speak English, you can have time. But it doesn't really intense me. But anyway, someday I lose my job in Korea. I just saw the ticket of the flight to Australia. So I decided to get the visa or working holiday. That's why I could start it in here. First 2 weeks, I just traveled. Wow, that's wonderful country. I saw the opera house here, and I met kangaroo. They look cute, but some of them very aggressive. And after 2 weeks, I spent too much money, a lot of money. So I need a job. And after that time, I need to find a share house. So I need to pay the deposit. It's big amount of money at the time. So I thought by myself, oh, this is not good. I need a job because I need the money. So I tried to find a job in Sydney first. That was my first challenge because it wasn't easy. I'm a foreigner and they don't know how I work. But I prepared the resume in Korea before I go there and start to spread it. I went to restaurant near Opera House and Darling Harbours. I went all over the restaurant, I think. First, it was nervous because I didn't do that before. But once I decided to go there, when I met the workers in there, the waiters, waiters and managers, they just say when I submit my resume, hey, that's good. I will pass it to manager, or just say, sorry, we don't hiring right now. But that was okay. One time was hard, the second time is more easy to me. And finally, I could got a job. One of the restaurant near Opera House called Oyster Bar, they have a chef who is very kind. He saw my resume and why don't you come next Wednesday for trial like kind of practice. So I could start in there. I worked in there for 5 months, but it was work in the kitchen. I worked as a kitchen hand. It means dishwashing most of the time. But I met nice people in there. They are my friends who met in there, waiters, waitresses, and the chefs in the kitchen. Some chef was very rough and tough, especially head chef. He is always angry. Hey, do this, do this. But most of them very kind and they enjoy their work. And I met so many nice people from all over the world. I had a really good time in Sydney. Then I had some road trip. This is Whitsunday Island. The water is so beautiful. I never seen like this. And the guy I met in the farm from England, he was nice. And on the right side, there are friends from Europe. I went to Melbourne with them. We share the petrol. In Australia, there are kind of special culture. When I go somewhere with my car, I could find the friends who go with me. Then we pay separate with one car. So we call it petrol share. Yeah. And after 5 months working in Sydney, I decided to move to the Queensland because there is a farm work. In Australia, if you wanna get second year visa, you need to work in the farm or region area for 6 months. So I went to Bundaberg in Queensland. In Bundaberg, there are a lot of crops grow up because there is the perfect climate for the crops. Yeah, the red point is Bundaberg, and green and yellow points I did a road trip all there. And in the farm, it wasn't easy to me because you guys know in the countryside, I woke up very early morning, like 5 or 6 a.m. and I did 5 or 6 hours weeding and planting sweet potatoes and picking watermelons, pumpkins, kind of these things. I had the back pain a lot. But I met nice people in there also. Farm work was my second challenge as well because I never do farm work before. But some guy said to me, I met him in a hostel. The hostel condition was not good. But he said, people make the place. So I have many friends in there. So we made the place. The work was hard, but it was really fun. Some of people said if you go to the farm, it's really tough, but it's really fun. I didn't understand that sentence, but I could understand after farm work because it's finished like 3 or 4 p.m. After that, we just hang out in the hostel or we went to the beach with friends. So I could enjoy my time with friends. That's why they say it's tough work, but can be fun. Yeah. It was me with the watermelon. It looks very heavy. I was a bit dark skinned at the time. It's more skinny. Do you guys, can you know this second picture? Can you guess what kind of plant in the middle? Yeah, it's a pineapple. Pineapple farm looks like this, very sharp leaves. It was very hard to work in there, painful. Yeah, and in the corner, one of my friends in hostel, he made with watermelon and pineapple top and gingers and macadamia. Yeah, they're very enjoy their life in farm. And we could share our vegetables and fruits because everyone work in different farm. I can share my watermelon and his sweet potato, like exchange. It was also fun. And when I work in the farm, one guy says about cairns is in the north. Before I didn't know about cairns. He said there are very beautiful ocean in there and best place for scuba dive. So I want to try to get scuba dive license. Before, when I went to Egypt, I did fun diving just once, but I couldn't have a time to get the license. So I made a goal. After this hard farm work, I want to get that license in cairns because they are very beautiful and I want to go there to get license. So cairns is more north than Bundaberg, and Brisbane is northern Queensland. And the picture when I get the course, and the ocean is so beautiful. At the time, I didn't know. I knew after there is a Great Barrier Reef is best scuba diving spot in top 5. So I didn't know. It was quite famous one here. So finally, I got the license. It was my challenge 3, but it wasn't easy because I took the English course with Australian instructor. He spoke too fast. I couldn't understand properly. So it was a bit hard to me maybe. So I couldn't pass the practical test with him. I was frustrated at the time. But I didn't want to give up. I tried again. I could meet the instructor from UK. He was very nice and kind. And I could have a practice with him. And finally, I could get the school license. So it was so challenging to me. After that, I back to Sydney. I'm returning to Sydney after farmer and road trip, but it was nothing on me. Just small car and no money because of the travel. So I need to find a job again. But I had a 1-year experience. It was really helpful to me. I tried to get a job in the hospitality so I could work as a waiter. for a few months. Before I was in the kitchen as a kitchen hand, but after 1 year I could get a job as a waiter. And when I was in the farm, some guy worked with the forklift. It looks very easy, like this, forklift. They just move like this. So it's repeat and repeat in the car, in the forklift. So I thought when I was in there, one day I want to get the license because it looks very easy and they were comfortable. So I found the academy of that institute. I went to drive to there and I started to take the course. It also wasn't easy. I just thinking about, oh, can I do this? I never drove forklift in Korea. Can I? Even it's English course. But there is one voice inside of me. Why not? Why not? You cannot do. So I followed this voice. Why not? Let's try. So I start to learn forklift in there with English. I passed the writing test. It wasn't easy. They gave me the summary. But the practical test wasn't easy. I need to drive that machine. So I failed the practical test again, like in Cairns. But I didn't want to give up at the time. I just remember this sentence. You might have failed, but you are not failure until you give up. So I tried it again with another instructor. He really helped to me. So finally I got a forklift license. It's kind of skill in there. It's high risk license. I want to show when I drove it in there. I pick it up the box from the container. It's like clothing company. I never think about I could drive the forklift in there. So at the time I was so proud of me. Next challenge is first one. Actually, it's not a challenge. It's kind of episode. When I was in Sydney, I have a neighborhood Australian guy. He was like uncle to me. His name is Sean. He wanna go to his family house in Melbourne on Christmas. He suggests to me, hey Kwang, do you wanna go with me? So I said, yeah, why not? So we went to the Melbourne from Sydney. It's about 10 hours. It's the wrong way. But we didn't check the tire pressure. So I got tire blowout on the highway at the time. It was 40-degree heat and a lot of flies waiting for 2 hours under the sun. But Sean was a journalist. He really prepared about dangerous. He really cared about it. So he bring 2 ice boxes, an umbrella, fire extinguisher, and so on. So we could survive in there. It was an unexpected accident. But one thing was really touched on me. In there, 3 different Australian people start for us. They asked me, "Are you okay? Do you need help? Can I help you?" First person, second person, and third person say to us like this: "What if I had an accident like you? Who knows if any of you would help me?" I really appreciate to him because we waiting for 2 hours. It wasn't easy, but he tried to help me, and maybe in the future he said, "Who knows if you guys would help me?" So I feel, oh, the Australian people was so kind, and it was very good memory to me. It was an accident, although I have very good experience with Australian people. Yeah. This is the video at the time. This is Sean. This is Australian accent. He made this video for his family on the way. We had an accident, but we'll be there, something like this. Yeah. This is the last part of my speech. This is my challenging English speech. I didn't think about this before. It was just stuck in my mind. I want to do English speech someday. After 5 years, maybe in 10 years, maybe in US like TED. But it wasn't easy. Just I'm thinking and thinking and thinking. But I read the book. It's called Tool of Titans. There is one sentence really shocked my head. If you have a goal for 10 years, why you can't achieve in 6 months? If you want to do something after 10 years or 5 years, that's too far. Why don't you do it in 6 months or right now? I just think about this. You guys remember me when I was in Australia, when I before challenging, when I before in front of difficult things, I say to myself, why not? Can we say it together? Why not? Again? Why not?
Why not?
Thank you. Thank you. I want to call it why not magic. Because when I have a big trouble or in the big problem, I can say to myself, why not? Maybe I can. Why not? Who knows? That's why I started this speech program. So I want to tell you, if you have trouble in your life or you want to get something, if you have a goal in 5 years, in 10 years, you can just say, why not? To yourself. Sometimes I say to myself, why not? I can do it. It makes me some energy. It makes me motivate. So I want to tell this why not magic, and I really appreciate to you guys because I'm not a famous, and this is not famous speech program, but you guys come here, even though it's cold weather outside and end of this year might be busy. So I want to encourage you guys, if you want to do something, just remember why not, and next person can be here like me. I really want it. As long as you guys support this program, it can be keep going, and I will support and I will cheering your why not challenge. Thank you very much.